If you've just gone through a heartbreak, I'm going to tell you why I believe you should turn that heartbreak into a song. For many of us, we like to process our emotions in a lot of different ways. I think one of the best ways for you to process whatever situation you may be going through is turning it into art. Because let's face it, art is one of the most powerful forces that we have in life. And I don't think there's any art form more powerful than music. So I'm going to tell you why I think turning any sort of painful experience or heartbreak into a song could be very beneficial for you. So writing songs is basically like free therapy. It's a very productive and healthy way to process your emotions. And say you've just broken up with your boyfriend or girlfriend, or you had some sort of other painful experience. Taking that experience and writing a song about it, I think, is just the best, healthiest way to process whatever you're going through. It's almost like journaling, but in my opinion, it's a more fun way because you end up with like a product that you can sell or not sell or whatever, but it's just a tangible thing that you know you can have and keep forever, really, and it lets you relive a moment in time. And heartbreak doesn't necessarily mean romantic heartbreak. Like it could be, someone disappoint, a friend let you down. Um, you had a situation at work that really hurt you. Um, someone called you a mean name while you were walking on the street. Like any sort of what can be considered painful experience, you can take that and turn it into art, or a song in this case. The song doesn't have to be any specific genre. Like it can be whatever genre you want. It can be whatever style you want. You don't have to be a singer or the best musician in order to create songs. Like you can just take whatever skill level you're at and turn it into something. All it just takes is you just sitting there and thinking about whatever situation happened, processing that, and putting it down on paper or in your phone in the modern age now. But yeah, you can just sit there and think about the experience that you had and just write it all out. And I think one thing that a lot of people get confused with about songwriting and music in general is that it has to be fully autobiographical or based in reality. I think one of the most interesting parts about writing songs is that you can kind of, it's like writing a story. You can embellish, if you will, on the truth. Like you can take just a very mild situation and turn it into this big dramatic thing in the song. Like, say if you broke up with somebody and it was just mutual and it wasn't too bad. Like in a song, you can kind of play with that and make it more dramatic than it actually was. I mean, if you want to, doesn't necessarily have to be that way. It can be fully realistic, but I think part of the fun is just kind of adding more drama to it than what actually was there, because that creates better art, in my opinion. People call that like lying or whatever, but it's art at the end of the day. I don't believe it necessarily has to be fully realistic. It's just entertainment at the end of the day. But I think for you, it'll kind of help you like get it all out of your system if you just let yourself just be free and um, create it in a way that lets you get every process everything and um, lets you get everything you were feeling out, even if it wasn't that bad, like you can just make it whatever you want. And another thing to remember is the song can be just for you. You don't have to take it and take it to a recording studio or record it at your house or anything and um, put it up on streaming or YouTube or anything. Like, if you don't want to put it out into the world, it can just be for you. It can just live on the piece of paper or in your head or whatever. But I think it's just a fun way to take whatever heartbreaking experience and get all of those emotions out, so that it is not living with you and you're not holding it in, and then it comes up later somewhere down the line. It just lets you quickly get everything out. And like I said before, it's a more fun way, in my opinion, as opposed to journaling. It's a more fun way to process your emotions. So, how should you go about creating this song? Well, if you're like me and you know how to use a musical instrument, um, or if you know how to do anything on the digital recording software, you can just go ahead and start making your instrumental there. But a big part of songwriting is you don't exactly know where it starts. You don't necessarily start with the instrumentation. Like, it could start with just a word. Um, and I've actually have a video on my channel where I kind of show my own process of how I like to write songs, but that's just, one instance of how the process went that day. Like, I don't necessarily start with words, or um, I don't necessarily start with the instrumentation. Like, it can be a number of ways that I start. So you just kind of feel how you want to start it that day, and you kind of go from there. Like, it can just start with a word or a sentence or something, and then you turn that into lyrics, and or you take a emotion and find the musical notes that kind of make you feel like that emotion. I don't know. It's kind of, it's a whole thing, but it's you can just start however you feel is right. Or if you don't have any sort of musical ability, YouTube is a great resource for you to either look up instrumentals, and then you can kind of sit there and just write the words. Or if you have no clue on how to write songs at all, you can look up song structure videos, like how to write a song on, you can search like how to write a song, um, what is a song structure, what are the parts of a song, just things like that. Like, they'll use those search terms and you'll find a lot of videos that tell you, okay, this is how you write a verse, and this is how it leads into the pre-chorus and to the chorus and so forth. Like, but yeah, it's it only takes you like maybe a couple hours to kind of, if that really, to kind of know like the parts of a song if you just look it up. So it's easier than you think. Yeah, just find whatever style of music that you like. It could be rapping, it could be jazz, singing, it could be pop, whatever. And then you just think about the experience that you had, just think about how you felt in the moment. Um, and then you just sit with those thoughts. And after some time, a word may appear in your head. And then you write that down. And then another sentence or something appears. And then you figure out how to turn that so it has some sort of song structure, like rhyme scheme. Or, I mean, it doesn't have to rhyme, but I think the best songs kind of stick to the rhyming scheme. But yeah. But, you just sit and you think about how you feel and you just write it down. Or you find a chord, if you know what a chord is, you find a chord that relates to the feeling that you have. It's very, it's a very strange thing to try to explain if you aren't familiar, but like I said, you can look it up or even just listen to your favorite breakup song or whatever. Just listen to, what the instruments sound like and um, how the person writes their lyrics, and how they, like, the melody of those lyrics is falling with the music. Like, there's so many different ways to do it. That I don't think you should really be concerned with doing it one specific way. But yeah, just listen to some of your favorite breakup songs, or, songs about any sort of painful experience, and just find what you like about it and kind of, you can kind of copy it, in your own way. Uh, it's not stealing, but you just find inspiration in how that person did it, and then you create your own thing. But yeah, it's a very interesting process, but I think it's very worthwhile. It's a very healthy and, like I said, productive way to process any sort of painful, heartbreaking experience. Um, hey, at the end of the day, if you decide to record it, you have something that lives on forever, and potentially, if you put it out there, who knows, could change your entire life. I think that's the magic of music, is it has so many different levels that it can help you. Obviously it feels good to, like, get these thoughts out of your head and onto paper, but also if you're interested in putting it out to the world, it can help you out financially, or it can help. You put your song out there and then people are telling you, that it changed their life, like, and they really relate to it or whatever. Like, I think music is the easiest way for you to reach as many people as you want to, in a very simple and just helpful way. But yeah, you just find the inspiration and you go out and create something powerful. Thank you for watching. I hope you're going to take my advice and go put your feelings into words and make a song out of them, because it's very fun and it helps you feel a lot better about whatever you're going through. Be sure to look down in the description for all of my links. Be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you want to share some song lyrics or whatever. if you can relate to anything that I've said. Until next time, peace.